Okay, radioactive wasps could be on the loose in South Carolina. Yeah. Now the question is, are they going to sting someone, turn them into a superhero? Will they mutate, terrorize the planet like Godzilla? Hey, maybe they're already underground, eating pizza, learning ninjutsu from a humanoid rat. You can see where I'm going with this? Well, here's the thing. We first brought you this very buzzy headline last night, and while radioactive insect bites play a prominent role in superhero origin stories, we only have a radioactive nest at this point because we don't know if we have actual radioactive wasps. Workers found the nest earlier this month at a Department of Energy facility known as the Savanah River Site. It once helped produce nuclear weapons, and that nest had a radiation level 10 times higher than what's allowed. Those workers, they sprayed the nest with insecticide, bagged it up, no wasps were found. The Department of Energy says there's really nothing to worry about. No leak from radiation waste tanks, they say, that the nest was likely contaminated from leftover plutonium and whatever else from when the site was still operating. But one watchdog group is not buying it. The Savanah River Site Watch says we need better answers on where exactly this radioactive waste came from, how the wasp nest soaked it up, and whether other radioactive nests are out there. So joining us right now is that group's executive director, Tom Clements. Great to have you here. So let's get right into it. Why are you skeptical of this Energy Department explanation?
Well, in the occurrence report that they put out, it says that the nest was contaminated by legacy waste from the site. It's sitting right by high-level waste tanks that are holding tens of millions of gallons of high-level nuclear waste that was a byproduct of producing plutonium and other materials. So that material is legacy waste. Also, leaks or other contamination around the site would be legacy waste. Now, I don't know if this is coming from those high-level waste tanks that I mentioned, but it's a possibility that these wasps could have been gathering woody material to make their nest from trees that had been contaminated. And when you look at it, Savanah River Site is 300 square miles. They had 5 nuclear reactors that produced 36 metric tons of plutonium. So I'm just wondering what is going on here. Why don't they say what radioactive materials were involved?
How do you plan on getting more information?
Well, they released what's called an occurrence report, and here's it printed out. And they have one paragraph saying the level of contamination that you mentioned and that they bagged it up, but they don't say what the radiation was, where it came from. So I'm left basically to file a Freedom of Information Act request to try to find out if they did a report on this and if there's other documentation. And there should be other documentation. Problem with that, though, is the Freedom of Information Act has never worked very well, and they drag their feet in providing documents. So it makes it really hard for the public to find out what happened.
You talk about reports. You say there have been reports of other animals, maybe even humans, that were exposed to radiation at this site?
Yeah, over time. The reactor started up in the early 1950s to make plutonium and tritium, a radioactive gas that goes into all nuclear weapons. And there were leaks into the waterways. These are reactors that had the water went straight through the reactor. Hot water was pumped into the creeks. So in the bottomlands now, there's radioactive material because it would have gone right through the reactor. So animals have picked that stuff up, and the ecology lab on site has documented that there has been some contamination of animals. When they have deer hunts on the site, they take a sample of tissue. So this is the first time, though, I've seen this kind of insect contaminated and so close to high-level nuclear waste.
Big picture, what are you concerned about? I understand that you're worried that this radioactive wasp nest could be a harbinger of things to come. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, it makes me wonder if there's some kind of unknown pathway that we don't know about from those high-level waste tanks. And they are emptying them to their credit. They're solidifying, they're glassifying the high-level waste coming out of there. So they're moving the waste around, they're pumping it out. I don't know if there was a pump that leaked, a pipe that leaked, cover of one of the tanks that might have had a problem, or if it's, as I said, contamination of vegetation nearby. So I think the public needs to know more about what is causing this, because there could be some underlying problem that has more impacts than we can think about right now without having enough information.
And by the way, you've been monitoring this site for 40 years. Is it operational? Is this facility operational in any way?
Oh yeah, they are still pumping high-level waste into these tanks. There were 51 of them, for 1-million-gallon tanks. 48 of them are still active, so high-level waste from processing spent nuclear fuel is going into them. And another risk that's coming is they're going to be making the plutonium core, the pit of weapons, or they plan to. So they plan to bring tens of tons of plutonium to the site and basically purify it, melt it down, and make the plutonium core of the nuclear weapon. So there's going to be a lot more nuclear material coming into the site, and that's really of concern.
Yeah, I may have made Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle jokes, but this is really no joke. You raised some really compelling points here. So let's keep a careful eye on it. Tom Clements, we know you are too. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.